right, let's get into this charting session before I take a trade that shouldn't take. Frustrating day, but very good day, good experience, and learned a lot from the day. So cannot really complain. I'm very happy and grateful for this day and this learning opportunity. Let's get into it. Going into the day, I was bearish on the higher time frame, as you see. We're trending lower, making lower highs. We have been selling off, so we sold off about 300 points, and each leg down has been meeting equilibrium. So this leg down, we reached equilibrium, and on this leg down from here to here, we also met equilibrium by getting up into here. So we came down to here, and we traded up 50%. So then from this leg to the overnight leg, we also traded into discount. And where does discount line up with? A 1 hour bearish fair value gap. We also had a 4 hour gap here, which is marked out by the red line. So the bottom of the 1 hour and the 4 hour gap. So we trade in equilibrium, bearish on the higher time frame, bearish on the 1 hour. We break structure to the downside. We do not get anywhere near breaking structure to the upside. All bearish candles. I guess technically break structure, but not a real breaking structure. Then we zoom down to the 15-minute. See, we're in this area. We have this consolidation, and we get a nice break of structure on the 5-minute to the downside. We had an SMT at the high. So inside an area we expect to reject, we see an SMT form. So that's bearish. With this SMT forming, we get a sell-off near open. We break structure to the downside. We grab the lows here, so we grab the liquidity. Now we have this as our objective. We come back up. We hold the 5-minute bearish imbalance. We hold strong. We kind of get a lot of chop. There's news at 10. So 10 news comes in. Doesn't really do too much, but I think price was waiting for news. We have an SMT. It's not the cleanest. It's a little bit sloppy between ES and NNQ. We had an SMT there though. It just wasn't the same high, right? Like it was a 43, but it was this high. We didn't take out on NNQ and we did an ES. So we have an SMT inside a higher time frame fair value gap. We have an SMT at the highs in an area we expect to reject. We're in discount of the big leg down on the higher time frame. We broke structure on the 5-minute to the downside. A lot of reasons to be bearish. Bearish on the higher time frame, bearish bias. So when this happens, on paper, this was the first trade I took on the day. On paper, when we broke this fair value gap right here, this inverse here on the 1-minute, we closed below here. I jump in shorts, again on paper, a nice easy 15-point stop, and targeted this low. Which you can see we ran 37 points. Nice 2 to 2.5 risk reward. Very nice trade. I took my first contract. I traded 2 full contracts on demo. I took my first one off here and then went to break even. And then as you can see, it ran straight through to take profit. Very nice, very clean. Those are the trades you want to be in. A 3-minute trade right there. No drawdown, no hesitation, no BS, just straight to take profit. And that took out that low. And then ES at that time started at 12. Started its sell-off to finally break through and get rid of this SMT we had at this low. So we sell off again. I'm still bearish because we had the lower objective. I'm bearish on the day. Everything's looking bearish. Expect to get a little relief, and I'll go over what I'm expecting to happen. Then we had this 5-minute fair value gap that we pull back into. Again, where do we pull back to? We pull back to equilibrium. We pull back to OTE actually, above the 62%. We pull into the fair value gap. We hold it nicely. And then we keep rejecting out of this 1-minute fair value gap. We come in here, wick. I was waiting for the break. I was waiting for the 2-minute break. I get into this trade on my eval account, so actual live trade, not on just practice. I jump into the trade, and this was a mistake on my end, a mistake that I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing. I promise I'm trying to get better at it. I get in, my stop had to be there above the 2-minute fair value gap, or the 1-minute fair value gap, and just on this high. Maybe I could have just done it here. And I was targeting this low, which it smacked, and was going to leave runners to this low, which would have been a very, very, very nice trade. You'll see the executions on Sunday. I'll post them on Sunday. again, Champions League final on Saturday. Can't be doing this stuff. But yeah, this was the trade, and the reason this trade ended up being negative, you're probably thinking, what the heck? It inversed here. You had literally 2 points of drawdown. Not even. You had 2 points of drawdown, and it took 3 minutes for first take profit. How could this have gone bad? Well, we get into the trade. I was already just kind of sketched out because the close, if you see this fair value gap's here, this is a 2 minute, that's why it doesn't come to here. But as you can see, I'll just move it. As you can see, it would have been nice if it closed here, because then you had a lot more room to the downside. We closed kind of far. I still believe in the trade, but it meant my stop loss was a little bit bigger than I liked. I didn't really want to risk about $200 on this trade. I got in, and as soon as it hit this low here, I was like, okay, I'm going to break even. Hindsight, and even in the moment I knew it was dumb, but that is just not even. That is like, it was like a 5-point move, and I'm freaking out moving my stop to break even. Can't be happening. This trade worked beautifully too, because we were trending down, the bias was spot on, the market, understanding the market, the SMT, the breaking structure, the pullback to fair value gap, the stalling, the SMT here, the time to go in this trade. Look at the time and price. We chop, we get an SMT, we have a fair value gap, we inverse it. Look at the speed, the efficiency, right? Again, we come back up, equilibrium, we chop. As soon as we break, we have the speed and the efficiency. So that's what you want to be in on trades when it has speed and efficiency. Those were the 2 trades. Took this one demo, took this one live, made a mistake managing it. And that kind of leads me to the point being of just also knowing when to step away. I'm not trading anymore for the day. I'll probably do paper, or at least I hope I don't trade the rest of the day. What I'm looking at right now is this 15-minute bearish fair value gap above this high. I want to see it come up, sweep this high. We left this low, which is a low from far over to the left. I want to see this high get taken, and maybe ES take out this high to create big error time from SMT, and then we inverse something to the downside. I'll probably just take it on paper, because missing this trade and taking this on paper, so not making money on the eval, leaves me a little bit frustrated, and I'm recognizing my frustration, and I don't want to keep trading and take a trade and then try and force something that maybe isn't as good as I think it is, because I'm just frustrated that I missed out on making money in this trade, and I try and force something to then be, reap benefits of taking a winning trade and just getting that dopamine rush of, oh, I got a winning trade, I've made money today, because again, the habits or the outcome of today is relevant in a year, right? If I won this trade, won't matter to me in a year. That small winner is not going to matter. But the habits I'm creating and the building blocks of, okay, the objective was taken. There's one more objective, but we've already sold off. We've already had 2 trades that we missed. The habit I'm trying to build is just knowing when to step away, not forcing things, not over trading. So that habit is going to be so much greater for me in the future. That good habit of stepping away and knowing when I'm defeated and knowing when I'm trading emotionally and just stepping away and just removing a potential mistake before it even happens, and that's going to help me so much more in a year rather than if I did take a trade and I made $100, $200, $300. So making $100, $200, $300 is not as important to me as the habits I'm building, which tell me that I just want to paper trade this. And if I get a nice setup, I paper trade it, boom, build more conviction. It is what it is. Yeah, I could have made money today, but if I paper trade it, I like the idea and it works, then good. And if it doesn't work, then we already took the objective of the day. Right? Let's go over why it didn't work. Let's learn from it, but we don't have to feel bad emotionally. We can trade good tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit frustrating to not take a winner today, because this week I think if I don't have a trade tomorrow, it'll be a small week, but it's better than last week's small losing week. It's better to take a small winner. If we see this week, my net P&L is, if it loads, $143. So if we don't take a trade tomorrow, we made $143, and plus we made some today, so about $150. Which again, last week we lost money, $30 in the week, so to come back, bounce back from that last week and do good is really nice. Our account's at the all-time high best. And we've just been slow and steady, just keeping it calm. And we'll go from there. So something I could have done better is just maybe this trade, since it did close a little bit low, I could have just dropped to half size. right? I could have dropped half size, risked 18 points, not been as worried, not moved to stop break even as quick, taken out this profit, went to break even after that, and then let my runner run. I would have made, if I took 2 contracts and I took one off here, I would have made like, let's say 15 points, so that's $30. And then on this one I made 40, so that's 80. So that's about, that would have been about $120. I could have made $120 risking about $60. So it would have been a nice 1-2 RR or 2-1 RR. But I let my emotions and this trade here, I took on 2 contracts on Q, full contracts, but it was on demo, so I didn't even worry. Obviously, the trade just dumped, so you don't have to worry. But because I was on paper and it didn't matter, I was able to trade 2 full contracts, right? So I just need to build the skill. I don't need to worry about how many contracts I'm trading on my eval because it doesn't matter how much I make. It just matters, can I execute properly and hit my trades? Because if I take this trade with 1 micro, right, but I take it properly and I hold to here, and I hold it here all the time, I'll do much better than if I take it with 10 contracts and get out for a 3-point win, right? Even though you make more on the 3 points on 10 contracts than you do on 1 micro for a big move, you're just building habits and building skills, and those skills are going to be what make you a trader. It's not going to be about the profits you make when you're learning. So it's a very good day. Market was good again. This has been a really, really good week. Really positive day. I made a mistake, right? I make that mistake a lot, but I'm working. You have to work on it. These things are going to happen. It's hard to do. You're having to break mental barriers and mental roadblocks, right? So I'm working on that. But a very clean day. Everything. We break structure to the downside. We had a bearish bias. The bearish bias played out perfectly. We had an SMT here inside a bigger time frame fair value gap and equilibrium with a bigger time frame range. We come down, sweep liquidity, come up. We stall for news. We wait for news. News comes in, doesn't do much. We have this low here, which is a nice little intermediate, more liquidity for this. We had these relative equal lows. We inverse the fair value gap with another SMT. We run it efficiently. We come back up. We wait for this to break. It does break, and we just mess up the trade. And it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. So we just took out this high here, which means we're in the 15-minute fair value gap. So let's see. I'll see if something happens here. The call out, again, I'm not going to look to trade it because I'm trying to build those habits. See, there's no fair value gap really on the way up. This was not an energetic move at all. Maybe if that 5-minute forms, that's the only real play I see. And 1 minute, there is nothing. So this trade doesn't even look like it'll be that great, but we are going to get an SMT at the 10.23. So we're going to get an SMT from here. Yes, about to take out this high, and NQ isn't. But like I was saying, this is a very, very good week so far. I mean, obviously tomorrow we could lose a trade, but that won't define my week. A loss doesn't define the week. Because look, we had this winner, right? And if we capitalized properly on this winner, we would have made good money. That would have covered tomorrow's loss if we do take a loss. And that's what I have to realize is it's not about losing and winning because I'm making mistakes still, right? If I was not making mistakes, then yeah, you don't want to lose more than you win. But I'm still making mistakes on winning trades. So I don't have a fair representation of how much am I up or down on the week because I'm messing up my winners. And then when I lose, you lose, right? Like if I got in this trade and it just instantly reversed, I would have lost money, right? And then it's psychologically, man, I lost, right? But then it works and I don't make money because I messed up the trade. So you have to be able to look at it black and white and be like, okay, I'm learning, I'm making a process. Don't worry about the outcome. Execute properly. We saw these are the 2 trades of the day, and if I execute them properly, I would have a fantastic day, right? And this is what's the difference between me being profitable and where I'm at right now. And the difference is not that far. It's very minute details, very fine-tuning of psychology, and I'll be there in no time. But yeah, that's what I saw going into the day. Again, not looking to touch anything. You should know when to step away, when the objective was taken, especially if this objective. If you're still looking to trade, I mean, obviously this video is going to come out a little bit later, but if you're still looking and this low gets taken over here, if this low gets taken, then you really should think about not trading the rest of the day because it really just, trust me, just trust me, it's not going to be a good probability. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to practice the good habits and know when to step away, know when you're frustrated too, because I was frustrated that I messed up this trade. And I could have just looked for any opportunity. I could have just shorted this for value gap, which would work. Not sure. Like I wouldn't do that, but yeah, you can sometimes force mistakes when you're frustrated for missing a trade. Like you could have had a great trade, mismanaged it, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could have made me 43 points here. and then the next setup you jump in and you lose, and you're like, oh my gosh, why did I lose? And you try again, and that's how you spiral. That's how you create bad habits. That's how you don't improve as a trader. So I'm very happy with today, even though it was frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. I sat there, I looked at the chart, I laid back, I just sighed. I was like, I can't believe this, right? And then I get to take a step back, I get the review, and I get to look at it. I'm like, okay, this is a great day. My setup worked again for 2 trades. I would have been 2-0 on the day. It would have been a great day. We just got to calm down and not worry. There's a fear in trading, I think, with people that, oh my gosh, I got to get this quick, because there's a fear of like, what if the markets change and what if it never works the right way, right? I can't promise the market's never going to change. I can't promise that this strategy is going to always work like it does, but I can't worry about that stuff. I have to focus on what I can control, and that's just getting better. And market experience and psychology is going to be the main thing, because if the market does change, right, and you have to learn a new strategy, the strategy is not the hard part. The psychology is the hard part. Holding your trades properly, being able to execute. So I need to work on that stuff. So if the market, gosh forbid the market does change and these ICT concepts don't work well in the future for whatever reason, or if the market starts trading like the ES does, which is disgusting, then it'll just be like, okay, cool. The market changed, but I have my psychology down. I have my risk management down. I have the mental down. I just got to adapt my strategy. And then boom, you adapt your strategy, you learn, and now you're able to execute because you already had your mental worked on. And that's something that you can't take away from a trader, is their mental just ability to, like, the psychology of trading. Once you get that, it's a lock, right? If your strategy stops working, it might suck, it might take a little bit, but you know how you can get to that level, and you just find a new strategy. So I don't need to worry about rushing the process, because the holy grail strategy is going to disappear, because it's not going to disappear. And even if it did, I need to work on the habits of actually being successful, psychology, and risk management anyways, so that even if it did disappear, I can still capitalize and still improve and still do good. So very good day. Again, look, you can just see this. There's no fair value screen created, no real opportunity for me. Probably gonna let it die here for, it's about 11:30, so I'm probably gonna let it go till, maybe come back at 1:30 if I got nothing going on. Check the market, chill, paper trade, gain some knowledge, gain some experience, look at the charts, stuff like that. The rest of the day plan, maybe just watch some videos, maybe learn a little bit more. I'm really curious. I want to learn more about the time and price, and then honestly maybe like order blocks, something like that. Whatever it is, but good day so far. An all right week. Again, it's just a small week, but I'm building really good habits. The habits I'm seeing myself this week are really, really nice to see. Trying to think back. I don't think I've done anything stupid this week. And we're just trying to build on these good habits and keep getting better. We are closing on 100 subscribers. We are at, let's see right now. And it really depends on what I title the video, how well these videos do. We're at 97 subscribers. Like, when I title it Small Losing Week, I almost got 200 views. The last 2 videos, 13 and 17 views. So it's really random. I really appreciate everyone that watched these videos, though. It is pretty cool to see, because I'm doing this as a trade journal for myself. I learn a lot from doing these recaps. I get to reflect, I get to calm down, I get to look at today and not be like, oh my gosh, I messed up a trade, I missed out on money. I can be like, okay, I saw the market, I read the market well, I took a trade, let me learn from it. And it's just good for myself. I recommend anyone to start doing it. And don't worry about if you're getting views, no views. You can make them private if you want, make them public, whatever. But I was doing it, and I really like social media creation. I don't really mess with just the way it is on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff, but just creation in general is cool. And it's really cool that I almost hit 100 subscribers, because I started this channel completely from scratch. No views, no telling nobody about going to sub and watch videos and whatever. And just seeing it grow is pretty cool. Like, we have, in the last 28 days, we have over 1,000 views. 37 hours of watch time. That's really, really cool. Again, this is a really small channel right now, but it would be cool to see where it gets to. And I'm just going to be consistent. My trading's going to improve. My channel's going to improve. Everything's going to improve, bro. And abundance mindset is very key. But yeah, we're closing on 100 subscribers. That'll be really cool. Can't wait for that. And then, I'll see you guys tomorrow, Friday, the last trade day of the week. Hopefully we get after it. Hope you guys do something good with the rest of your day, and be grateful for the opportunities you get, because every day they have a chance to get better, and do something. It's a great day. So yeah, peace. I'll see you guys tomorrow.